global warming, the greenhouse effect, natural disasters, disappearing rainforests, air and water pollution, overpopulation, pestilence and drought. As David Blanchard states in Supply Chain Management Best Practices, all these factors propel businesses to join the green movement and become environmentally friendly. Customers increasingly demand the green products, and companies find associated cost savings. That is why for our supply chain management project, we decided to research the ASU restaurant Engrained. We wanted to learn more about sustainable supply chain in practice, so let's get started. Engrained was established in August of 2008 as a part of Green Thread Initiative, which is a partnership between ASU and Aramark. We went about researching the ingrained supply chain by consulting various articles and sources, and using our textbook. Even though customers demand greener products, there are no government regulated measures to define sustainability level of restaurants. However, we found Green Restaurant Association, a national nonprofit organization that measures restaurants' green level for a relatively small fee, which is $300. In the entire state of Arizona, there are only 3 certified restaurants, including one in Phoenix metropolitan area. We did not find Engrained on this list. Here are the 6 intentions stated at the Engrained website. Radius 150. Engrained partners with local farms and suppliers to get food resources within radius of 150 miles. Waste not, want not. In an effort to promote and practice waste reduction, Engrained reuses and recycles to help sustain natural resources and divert waste from landfills. Buy smart. They aim to engage in the positive, ethical buying of products to enrich local communities. Wall to wall. The restaurant interior is made out of recycled and natural materials. Engrained uses energy efficient appliances as well. Around the community. Engrained supports causes in their local community and around the world, wanting to get involved and have a positive impact. Daily commute. They reduce fuel use and emissions across their transportation practices by looking to new technologies to better improve their operations. Now we will go over Engrained supply chain and discover how these intentions are implemented in sustainable supply chain. On the Engrained website, they proudly state that all their suppliers are within a 150-mile radius. As discussed by Professor Brown in class, having a supplier close to the restaurant gives Engrained an advantage. The transportation costs are reduced, and the responsiveness of the supply chain overall is increased. Engrained states on their website that their partnership with local farms and suppliers support the growth and availability of fresh whole foods, raised, grown, and harvested sustainably, positively impacting our health and supporting our local economy. Along with local farm partners that provide produce and seafood, Engrained participates in the Campus Harvest Program. This is a program that utilizes student volunteers and ASU grounds. They harvest edible landscaping such as Seville oranges, medjool dates, prickly pears, and select herbs and produce. These campus-grown ingredients are then used by the Engrained chefs in many of the different menu items. They state on their website that using the local campus ingredients reflects both the desert environment and the connection with ASU. Though Engrained is very proud of this campus harvest initiative, we found that Aramark, the company behind Engrained Sustainable Supply Chain, is really the brains of the operation. Said in an article titled Food Sustainability Growing Across ASU, it says that it seems like one major constant throughout all of the sustainability programs is collaboration. They coordinated with many of the fraternities and sororities to pick the produce and worked extensively with Sun Orchard, a local juice company, as well as with Aramark to prepare them. Indeed, Aramark underwrote it, paid for it, and worked with Sun Orchards and another vendor in order to use the oranges in the dining halls. As the article states, collaboration is a constant in a sustainability program. We feel this may have something to do with the cost effectiveness brought on by sustainability. In Supply Chain Management Best Practices by David Blanchard, he states that many times these sorts of programs are great revenue generators and cost cutters. Any company that employs these programs will probably choose to do so regardless of the environmental components attached to them. We agree with David Blanchard regarding the green initiatives that Engrained uses.
The finished goods in our restaurants are not incredibly different from the raw produce that's harvested. To clarify, if we compared a supply chain that would work with something more mechanic, like airplane maker, we would see that their production plant produces the parts like wings and tail, and the manufacturing plant then puts the parts together to create the plane. In a restaurant setting, there is no real need for a manufacturer to put together the harvested produce. A good restaurant will do that themselves in-house, so the food is fresh. We've concluded that there is no manufacturing involved in the ingrained supply chain. Any foods or ingredients that are processed are more than likely processed at the local farms that Ingrained partners with. According to their website, AIPC Heartland Pasta provides Ingrained with uncooked pasta, and Rainbow Valley Cheese provides them with lactose-free, gluten-free, and vegetarian cheese. We hypothesize that similar to these two local businesses, Ingrained has different partnerships that provide them with any processed foods they may need. They do pride themselves on fresh food, all cooked to order, however. So most of the processing of the food must happen when the food is cooked in-house.
As stated in one of the six intentions, Engrained buys supplies within 150 miles. Engrained focusing on local ingredients is a really good strategy, especially when it comes to distribution. Because suppliers are so close, Engrained can avoid many transportation costs from the farms, the manufacturers, the distribution centers, to the restaurant. Though having local suppliers stimulates the local economy, it also provides for an easily logistically manageable distribution process. Engrained never went into detail regarding the distribution process, but they did mention that they work with distributors. So we hypothesize that Cisco is the main distributor between Engrained and local farms. Our hypothesis is based on the article published in the state press that says that some farmers may be unaware of the fact that they sell to Aramark through its main distributor, Cisco, and the relationship may have been lost in translation between farmers and distributor representatives. We realize that Engrained is an extension of Aramark, and contracting one distributor shared with Aramark rather than local farms directly is more cost efficient. We also saw on the Engrained website that Briggs and Ecker's Orchard, located in Wilcox, Arizona, provides fruits to Engrained. The farm has been growing organically since 1990 without the use of chemical pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers. Super content, flavor, and maturity are tested to determine when the fruit is at its peak of perfection. All fruit is hand-picked, washed in pure well water, and often ships between 48 hours of harvest. This doesn't necessarily clarify whether or not Briggs or Orchard's shepherds ship directly to Engrained or to Cisco, but we feel the most cost-effective option, and the option that we consider most likely after researching Aramark, is that they would ship to a Cisco distribution center.
As many restaurants, Engrained prepares most of its food in its kitchen. Engrained offers full restaurant menu as well as juice bar, which includes smoothies and freshly squeezed juices. The menu items include soups, salads, sushi, pizza, entrees varying from coconut curry to traditional hamburgers and sloppy joes, and desserts. Many items are vegan or vegetarian, or may be customized to be. Gluten-free options are noted on the menu as well. Such health-conscious choices give Engrained effectively sustainable appeal. However, there might be more than health consciousness involved. Producing and storing meat products is costlier than producing and storing fruits and vegetables. For example, organic grass-fed beef roast costs on average $8 a pound in such groceries as Sprouts Farmers Market, while a pound of organic carrots costs $1.50. Parent company of Engrained, Aramark, has a Meatless Mondays program which cuts down on greenhouse gases by not offering meat. Therefore, having plentiful of vegan and vegetarian options on the menu brings advantage by decreasing costs. while being perceived as environmentally friendly. Dedicated to their program of reducing food waste, Engrained has a culinary team trained to monitor and accurately project food use. Vegetable stock and sauces are made from vegetable ends, otherwise wasted. The produce waste that Engrained was unable to eliminate does its good part as well by going back to local farms to become a compost and nurture the soil it came from. Such measures to decrease food waste makes not only the restaurant look perfectly sustainable, but also translates into cost savings and fosters a closer relationship with suppliers. Even though eating healthy and eating sustainable may sound like synonyms, but they are not. The great sustainable initiatives that Ingrain does may give misleading representation about quality of the prepared foods. The only claim of food quality on the online menu was made about beef, but all natural doesn't mean anything nowadays. There's no such seal of USDA. As far as we concerned as consumers, it just means that beef is not certified organic nor grass fed. Surprisingly, Ingrain doesn't boast with organic certification for fresh produce either.
When engaging with the customer, Engrain takes great care to ensure the experience is a positive one. Regarding their Buy Smart strategy, Engrain says that our intention is to engage in the positive, ethical buying of products and services, aiming to enrich local communities. We challenge ourselves to be responsible for our environmental effects and being accountable for our environmental impact. By ensuring that the community at large is being enriched, Engrained is viewed positively in the eyes of customers before they even order food. This is a great marketing strategy, especially when interacting with college students who value sustainability. As supply chain management best practices states, companies with environmental credibility are being well received on college campuses. We interviewed two ASU students on their opinion about Engrain, curious to see if their opinion matched what Blanchard hypothesized in his book. Have you ever had food at Engrain before?
Yes, I have. A few times, actually.
Do you like their food?
I do. I really do like their food.
Do you know anything about their sustainable practices?
Not really at all. I don't.
Do sustainable businesses matter to you as far as where you choose to engage in business with?
I won't actively seek a sustainable business, but it's nice to know that they're out there and they're doing good things.
Do you know anything about Engrained sustainability practices?
Not a ton. I've heard a little bit about it, and just when you walk in, you just kind of get that feel. So I don't know.
How do you get that feeling?
I guess it's just like the way they decorate the place, the sorts of ingredients they use. You just get the feeling that like they're conscious of something, maybe.
But it's not clear what.
I guess it is. But I just don't pay that much attention when I'm really hungry. I'm just like, I don't know. I just want to eat the food.
Do sustainable practices matter to you in terms of businesses that you engage with?
I mean, I think it's important, but it's not it wouldn't deter me from eating something, like somewhere. Like, I would still go to Chick-fil-A even, because it's just sort of something I've eaten a long time. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. From what the two interviewees stated, we didn't feel as though sustainability is a great issue for college students. We are, however, more interested in researching this idea. GiveMeHealthDevils.wordpress.com stated that Engrained Cafe is a sit-down restaurant with waiters and waitresses who bring customers their food. About 50% of the people who eat at Engrained are professors, and the other 50% are students. Bringing a restaurant vibe to the college campus is challenging, but Engrained does that with just the right balance. That same website noted that the ability to pay with M&G dollars makes the food affordable and convenient for college students. Students are able to eat healthier on campus, something that Airmark is proud of championing.
We found it fascinating to research a green supply chain and to see what a good sustainable supply chain looks like in practice. The Engrained supply chain is managed like a seemingly well-oiled machine, and to see the different pieces that work together is a really interesting project. We felt we learned a lot from this project, and That has not only opened our eyes to green supply chains, but that has motivated us to question and research that supply chain management means in many different businesses. After consulting various sources and briefly speaking with Professor George Basil of the ASU School of Sustainability, we have realized that the realm of sustainability is incredibly complex, to say the least. We are interested in learning more about sustainable businesses as we feel the issue is very real and applicable one to our way of life. We would have liked to give Engrained recommendations on improving their supply chain, but have resolved that we can't do so with the knowledge we have. We hope to explore this topic more in the future, however. Throughout the research process, though, we did realize many things. We feel that information supply chain management should be more easily attainable so the public can research and decide for themselves where they want to engage in business with. We felt that the Engrained website was not user friendly and had trouble finding concrete proof for their claims. Additionally, we found that there is a lack of well established governmental agencies which make criteria for establishing sustainability levels in restaurants. Having government certification would help customers to navigate better through restaurant claims.
We have realized that a green supply chain is a very thoughtful idea, one that benefits all, but that putting it into practice may actually prove to benefit a business more than people would think. We have realized that the words green and sustainable are not equivalent to conscious or good, and that the public is misinformed about why companies may begin green initiatives in the first place. As David Blanchard states, manufacturers tend to think that green initiatives are something that is done out of altruism. In fact, a lot of times these programs are great revenue generators and cost cutters, he says. Even so, cost is still the driving criteria and will trump any sort of environmental component. If done right, however, a company's return on investment can go well beyond improving its public image, he observes. After researching Engrained, we conclude the same.